Hi, my name is Dave Rissberger. I'm the chairman of the Oneonta City Charter Commission, and the purpose of this presentation is to provide you with an understanding of why the charter needs a revision, to hopefully provide you with answers to some of your questions about the revision, and also to let you know where you can get further information on the charter revision. So what is a city charter? A city charter establishes the powers and boundaries that Oneonta's people choose to impose on our city government. It establishes the city government's system of checks and balances, and it defines the respective roles of the mayor and the common council, including the mayor's authority to recommend policies and the council's power to enact policy subject to the mayoral veto. The last revision that the Oneonta City Charter underwent was in 1964. The last significant revision, actually, was when the city was established in 1908. Other reasons why we do need to revise are complaints of blurred lines of responsibility and communication. The language is clearly outdated in our charter, since the majority of it was written in 1908. Also, to streamline processes, to more broadly improve operations and make decision-making efficient. And also, the role of city government has grown and changed. We now have a $17 million budget, 135 full-time employees, and depending on the season, up to 150 part-time employees. Now, this is the current lines of supervision within the city of Oneonta. As you can see, there's numerous times where a department head may have instructions coming from more than one entity, and it makes it difficult for them to do their job in the most efficient manner. The Charter Commission was established in December 2009, and between that time and August 2011, we reviewed article by article, word by word, our current city charter. We held interviews with current and past council members, the current mayor, past mayors, department heads, members of boards and commissions, as well as residents of the city. We reviewed 15 charters of similar-sized cities throughout New York State. We had interviews with government officials and administrators of other cities. We held 2 public forums with mayors, council members, and administrators from other cities. We held over 40 public meetings, and we drew conclusions from this research. We then engaged the Government Law Center of the Albany Law School to assist in drafting language for the revised charter. Now, these following are our proposed revisions. We simplified and revised outdated language in the current charter. So examples, we removed the here-tos, what-fors, and untos. We removed fence viewer from the duties of the alderman. Fence viewer was a town or city official who administered fence laws by inspecting new fences, and they settled disputes arising from trespass by livestock that have escaped enclosure. Alderman, we changed that term to council members. That was a term we did not find in any other charter. Also, city chamberlain was a term we did not find anywhere, and that has been changed to finance director. The wording regarding the Huntington Memorial Library is exactly as it is in the old charter. The charter revision provides for the use of electronic communication for official city business. In the past, it is not. The charter revision clarifies lines of supervision for employees and department heads. Often 2 or 3 entities were charged with directing and supervising a department or employee under the current charter. One example is the general supervisor currently answers to the director of municipal facilities and operations, the mayor, the Parks and Rec Commission, and the Board of Public Service. Another example is in an emergency, the police and fire departments currently have to answer to both the mayor and the common council, depending on where you look in our current charter. But there isn't an ultimate decision maker between the 2 entities. The charter revision will streamline layers of government processes. Our research and review indicated that oftentimes procedures were redundant. This was a common problem that was brought to us by the Common Council members. One glaring example is the Board of Public Safety, which is a committee made up of the entire Common Council. The Board of Public Safety meets once a month before their regular council meeting. They then end their public safety meeting and then open the regular meeting of the Common Council. Our commission felt that the work that is done by the Board of Public Safety could be integrated into the regular Common Council meeting. The charter revision provides consistency in the roles of boards and commissions. We strongly feel the main job of the boards and commissions of our city is to advise the city officials and departments. And there's some boards established by state law that have specific responsibilities, and those will continue in those roles. Terms of all boards and commissions, with the exception of the Library Board of Trustees, will be a consistent 3 years. There will also be a limit of 3 consecutive terms. We felt it very important that new voices be allowed to be heard. Now this also means that a member that is on a board or commission, they could serve 9 years, step off for a year, and then possibly go back onto that board or commission. Every board and commission will also submit a written annual report. We felt that this will document the history of the board or commission and give proof of the accomplishment of the board or commission, or lack thereof. The charter revision places the highest level of oversight in the hands of our elected officials, the mayor and the Common Council. One of the jobs of a good charter is to ensure that there are strong checks and balances between the executive branch of the government, or in our case the administration, and the legislative branch, the Common Council. Our current charter has a lot of murky areas, and it's very unclear who is responsible for what. Now, the charter revision reduces the Common Council's role in day-to-day administration, but it strengthens their policy-making role by allowing them to focus primarily on policy-making and decisions and the future of our city. It ensures a balance of power and workload between the branches of government, the executive and legislative branches. And the way we did that was by creating the position of a city manager. We would have a one full-time, on-site person who is accountable and responsible to the Common Council and the mayor for the administration of the city. Currently, our administration has been the luck of the draw, and we've been very lucky. The city administration will be the only job of a city manager. The city manager form of government will provide for clear lines of supervision. Now, some people believe that we've had a city manager. They would say that members of the engineering department have served as city managers in the recent past. Then they found out that they did not have the credentials to be city managers, and they were never trained to be city managers. They were merely stepping up to the plate in an attempt to fill an administrative role that was missing due to having a part-time mayor and a part-time common council. The charter revision is proposing that we hire someone qualified and trained with proven experience in managing city administration. Now, some employees are concerned about a city manager micromanaging their departments. The International City Manager Association, which is a networking group used by city managers throughout the United States, encourages city managers not to micromanage and demonstrates how a good city manager will lead but allow their department heads to do their jobs. With as many as 17 departments here in Oneonta, a city manager who micromanages will be unable to attain goals set by the mayor and the common council, and they will not last long in this position. Now, I will remind you again, this is the slide of the current supervisory chart of the employees of the city of Oneonta. And when we put in a city manager position, it changes slightly. The city manager will oversee the day-to-day or 9-to-5 operations of the city of Oneonta, and their job will be to carry out the policies set by the common council and the mayor. What is most important to realize is that the city manager will be accountable to the mayor and the council, and they can be fired if they're doing an unsatisfactory job. Now, our city manager will have strong educational background, strong experience and knowledge in management, public safety, public works, community development, performance measurement, and city planning. They will have proven experience in providing new non-tax revenues and economic development, and proven experience in grant writing. They will have specific experience and knowledge of the inner workings of city government at all levels. Currently, 90% of all city managers in the United States carry a 4-year degree or more. The minimum qualifications that we have included in our charter revision are a master's degree in public administration, at least 1 year special training in public administration and finance, at least 3 years successful experience in a responsible executive position in government administration, or any equivalent training or combination of experience and training in municipal government. Now, how will the new city charter affect the city budget? Under the proposed city charter, the city manager, the mayor, and the common council will set budget guidelines. Then the preliminary budget is formed with input from the finance director and the department heads, while being overseen by the city manager and the common council. That preliminary budget, when finished, is sent to the city manager for adjustments, possible adjustments. The city manager forwards that on to the common council, who will have the ability to make adjustments to it as well before they finally put it for a vote. Now, the most important thing that we've included with a budget formation is that the revision establishes a protocol that if an annual budget is not adopted by the Common Council by the middle of December for the next year, it provides that the previous year's budget will be put in place. Under the current charter, there is nothing in place if the budget is not passed. So come January 1st, the city government will shut down, City Hall will be locked, and this is regardless of whether there's a snowstorm or not. Now, the Charter Commission feels that a good city manager is worth their weight in gold. We do believe we have good people doing good work in our current government, but if we can imagine the possibilities of change for the good, with common goal setting, improved management, increased knowledge of city planning and economic development, cost savings, grant writing and networking, accountability, access to new resources, streamlined businesses, and elimination of redundancies. In conclusion, our Commission firmly believes that a new, updated City of Oneonta charter that allows for updated modern language, full-time management of day-to-day operations, clearer lines of responsibility and communication, business and communication to be done electronically, and a stronger, less burdened Common Council is the positive change that Oneonta needs, deserves, and can't afford to be without at this time. Now, for more resources, the City of Oneonta website has the Charter Vision available for download, as well as frequently asked questions and answers. They also have contact information for your comments. Hard copies of the Charter Revision and the frequently asked questions and answers are available at the City Clerk's office as well as Huntington Memorial Library. We encourage you to read, think, ask questions, and make comments. Now, some recent media coverage indicated in error that if the Common Council approves the revisions, then the people will get to vote for it. The process is actually more democratic than that. You, the voters, get to decide if you want these improvements to our city government. This is truly we the people. So, on November 8th, 2011, a resolution will be placed on the ballot for residents of Oneonta to accept or reject the revisions to the Charter. We encourage you to vote. Thank you for your time. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact the Commission. Thank you.